The new RHOBH, the Throb, is doing her job. Amanda and her husband are talking about the debacle of the dinner she had, and she gonna say, anyone that I knew would jump at a chance to do a manifestation dinner with me. And I'm not saying these women should be grateful, but anyone would jump at the chance. Leap, pound. Bose is enjoying a sober Sutton. And Amanda continues to whine about the group. Erika calls Kyle wishing she was in the Hamptons. Kyle actually has a point, and it's not at the end of a salad fork. The women are being hard on Amanda because 1 minute you've got to have an opinion on the Chip Heffer's marriage, but then everybody wants to get mad at you for saying your opinion on the Chip Heffer's marriage. However, Denise is coming back into the group because she's divorcing her big penis husband who threatened to crush her hand. I remember when Bravo played that clip, and that was creepy. Okay, Rachel, you've moved on pubically, move on publicly. I've danced more than I've danced in the last 10 years. Okay, so why can't he dance too? You double standard skull. You hypocritical cranium. Erika drops by Amanda's to let her know that she's fucking up with the group. Erika said, you gonna need to spill the tea on this cult too. So she joined the church when she was in high school because she grew up in the Bible Belt and her family wasn't religious, but everybody else was. So she said, you know what? I gave money to the church. Now I'm going to be the church and have these heifers give money to me. Manifest and believe. Back in the Hamptons, they go to dinner, and Dorit's flirting with some of the people that were performing. I mean, good for her. It's time to move along. You could do better than that pig-faced fool you was with anyway. Hell has frozen over and plot lines have run out because Sutton and Erika are going to dinner together. Oh, it's the dinner with Denise. So she shows up and starts talking about her plastic surgery and what they did with her ear flaps. And Sutton said, I have had 0 plastic surgery. We can tell. I don't know why you think that's something to pride yourself on. Like Dorit said, if it's so easy to get plastic surgery and be good looking, then why don't you do it? Baby, that read I will never get over. Ooh. Baby, that wasn't a read, that was a dictionary. Sutton said, I felt inferior. Girl, but don't put that on Los Angeles. People in the South are attractive too. You're just homely. This is a reality show. The reality is you're homely. You've got beady and snake-esque eyes. You're homely. Erika, I am so sick of your two-facedness. You don't know whether you're coming or going. So you like Sutton now that she's not drinking, and you're like, she's clear, I can deal with her, she's not as reactive, but you want Amanda to drink. Make it make sense. You don't even know Amanda. But now we get to Denise, and apparently Aaron had been abusive for a while. We all knew from that I'll crush your hand statement something was wrong. And Erika says, well, you know, Denise, I've been through physical abuse as well. None of us knew that. Was it Tom or was it your son's father, the first husband? It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno. Who is eating nasty DiGiorno pizza? And Freshita. Don't forget about Freshita. I remember having DiGiorno pizza and the pizza tasted like sorrow. So it seems like it was neither the husband nor Tom, but did it happen after Tom? It sounded recent. It was after Tom. I can't believe it. Well, that was the end of the episode. Let's get to Traitors. So, is anybody else having a hard time finding a fuck to give about Traitors now that Renna and Candace and Dorinda and like all the interesting people we would watch for are gone? Like Rob is a great game player. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about any of them. Somebody's hiding in the closet, and I'm letting them. So they just threw Steven out. So we've got Kenny G, Rob, Eric the new traitor, the lesbian chef, and I think Natalie. Is that it? And Tara and Johnny. And I think Johnny's gonna go home tonight. Oh, they killed Kristen. Yeah, she was gonna be a problem. She was gonna figure them out. She was too on to Eric. Girl, and they said we gonna get Natalie banished too. Let's remove all the people of color from the game before we get to the real money. So now Tara and Natalie are teaming up because Tara's tired of being wrong. Well, get used to being tired. I suggest you take a nap, because wrong don't seem like it's gonna stop being with you. Look who's out of the closet. Oh my god, Tara's floating Rob's name. Maybe the wrong won't stay with her. I mean, hell, you done guessed everybody wrong before. You gotta be right sometime. So now Kenny G is asking Rob, you're not a traitor. You're not a traitor. Let me look in your eyes. Okay, it's not you. Y'all just want to believe it ain't him. Say hi. However, Mark has his eyes on Eric, and Rob's trying to run interference. Well, it's officially spring because Bronx has started shedding. Natalie finally said, why do you think Candace mentioned Rob? All right, Rob's name is finally being bandied about. But will he be banished? Nope, Amara said it could not be Rob. It could not be Rob. Y'all really just need it to not be Rob. Like, you can't, like, it is amazing the leaps and bounds you go through for it to not be him when there's like two of you left. Natalie thinks it's Rob the Throb. Kenny G's trying to get Eric's hunch. So we've got our challenge. We're on a carousel. We're riding. We're trying to grab money. And shields. However, Rob doesn't get his usual shield, but Natalie thinks his reaction is overacting. We've got a couple people for Rob, but a couple people for Natalie. Who's going to be banished? However, Natalie plans on whipping her votes, but she needs Eric, and that ain't gonna work. Tara's like, look, Rob has the dagger. He got 2 votes tonight. Let's go after his ass tomorrow. Well, for somebody, tomorrow ain't gonna come. Natalie is really campaigning with Kenny G, but I just don't know if it's gonna be enough. You came to this realization too little too late. Rob seems to have more in his pocket. Tara's like, I really think it's Rob, but you ain't gonna say I swung it that way when it ain't him. So we get to the round table. Tara says, can somebody lead it because I'm tired of fucking up? So Rob says, well, you know, Natalie, I wasn't suspicious of you the whole time. That's right, Rob, you gotta start with a good offense. However, Natalie finally brings up Rob's name at the round table. Child, you made it all the way to the end's end. Natalie got Rob on his back foot. He's like, okay, can I defend myself? So Tara is not as gung-ho on Rob as Natalie wants her to be. And Natalie is like, I feel like I'm out here by myself. Natalie, you need to be putting this energy into Rob, not into Tara, because now she's putting too much energy into Tara, not backing her up. And then Tara reaches for Johnny, we gotta speak up. Because you know they're the twosome. Johnny said, look, I talked earlier. We said the numbers had to look like this. I ain't committed to shit. I am going whichever way the wind blows. I'm giving versatile. God, so now Natalie upset. They flip-flopping. But girl, you've lost your point. You spent way too much time not focusing the guilt on Rob. You spent as much time on Rob as Juan Dixon. Rob said, oh, it's interesting, Tara, you're coming in here with Natalie's plan. He called that out and dialed direct. So Natalie ends up apologizing because Mara said, well, you came in here with Tara's plans that... Oh my God, Rob, wow. Natalie, you did it to yourself. You should have kept the focus on Rob. The second you started whining about nobody backing you up, maybe you should have realized that's the way the tide was turning. But it's time for the voting. Oh God, no, there's a twist. A twist? Ooh, oh wait, no. We got Rob clocking in for the dagger. 2 votes. So Natalie banished. And I feel like you would have had more support for Rob. You didn't do a great job of whipping the votes. And it was the last night. The faithful played a piss poor game. Y'all was disorganized since you came out the pussy. You failed. You failed miserably. The traitors are running circles around you. They're just playing a better game.